Hello and welcome to another video on Rainstorm's Heart. Today I'm going to be reading chapters 14 and 15 of Into the Wild. The cold air chilled Firepaw's bones as blackness wrapped itself around him. He could hear nothing and his nostrils were filled with the musty scent of damp earth. Out of nowhere, a brilliant ball of light flared in front of him. Firepaw ducked his head, screwing up his eyes against the glare. The light shone, dazzling coldly like a star, then it blinked out, disappearing as quickly as it had come. The darkness fell away, and Firepaw found himself in the forest. He felt comforted by the familiar smells of the woods. He breathed in the moist green scents, and calmness flowed through his body. Without warning, a dreadful noise burst from the trees. Firepaw's fur bristled. It was the screeching of terrified cats racing out from the bushes up ahead. Firepaw recognized their ThunderClan pelts as they fled past him. He stood rooted to the spot, unable to move. Then came great cats, huge dark warriors, their eyes glittering cruelly. They thundered toward him, pounding the earth with massive paws, their claws unsheathed. And out of the shadows, Firepaw heard a high, desperate cry filled with grief and rage. Graypaw! Firepaw woke horrified. His dream vanished, leaving his ears ringing and his fur standing on end. As he opened his eyes, he saw the face of Tiger Claw peering into the den. Firepaw leaped to his feet, instantly alert. "Something wrong, Firepaw?" asked Tiger Claw. "Just a dream," Firepaw mumbled. Tiger Claw gave him a curious look and then growled, "Wake the others. We leave shortly." Outside the den, the sky glowed with a new dawn, and dew sparkled on the ferns. It would be a warm day once the sun was up, but the early morning dampness reminded Firepaw that the time of leaf fall was not far off. Firepaw, Graypaw, and Ravenpaw quickly gulped down the herbs that Spotted Leaf had given them. Tiger Claw and Bluestar sat watching them, ready to leave. The rest of the camp was still asleep. "Ugh," complained Graypaw. "I knew they'd be better. Why couldn't we eat a fat, juicy mouse instead?" These herbs will keep your hunger at bay longer," answered Bluestar, "and they'll make you strong. We have a long journey ahead of us." "Have you eaten yours already?" Firepaw asked. "I cannot eat if I'm going to share a dream of the Star Clan at the Moonstone tonight," replied Bluestar. Firepaw felt his paws tingle when he heard these words. He was itching to begin the journey. With the dawn's light and the familiar voices, the terror of his dream had left him. All that remained was the memory of the brilliant light, and Bluestar's words sent a renewed thrill of excitement through him. The 5 cats made their way through the gorse tunnel and out of the camp. Lionheart was just returning with a patrol. "Safe journey," he meowed. Bluestar nodded. "I know I can trust you to keep the camp safe," she answered. Lionheart looked at Graypaw and dipped his head. "Remember," he meowed, "you're almost a warrior. Don't forget what I've taught you." Graypaw looked back at Lionheart with affection. "I'll always remember, Lionheart," he mewed, nudging his head against the tabby's broad golden flank. They retraced their steps to 4 trees. This was the quickest way to pass into WindClan territory. High stones lay beyond. As Firepaw bounded down the side of the glade toward the great rock, he could still smell the scent of last night's gathering. He followed the others through the grassy clearing and up the slope on the other side into WindClan territory. The bushy slope became steeper as they climbed and rockier until the cats had to leap from boulder to boulder up the side of a craggy cliff face. Firepaw paused when they reached the top. Ahead of them, the ground flattened out into a wide plateau. The wind blew in a steady gust that rippled the grass and bent the trees. The soil was stony, and outcroppings of bare rock dotted the landscape here and there. The air still carried the scents of WindClan, but they were stale. Much fresher and more alarming were the pungent markings of ShadowClan warriors. All clans are entitled safe passage to the Moonstone, but ShadowClan seems to have no respect for the warrior code anymore, so be alert, warned Bluestar. "We mustn't hunt outside our territory, though. We'll follow the warrior code even if ShadowClan doesn't." They set off across the plateau as the sun rose into the sky, following the track through the heather. Firepaw had grown used to living under a canopy of trees. Without their shade, his flame-colored pelt felt heavy and hot, and his back seemed to burn. He was thankful for the steady breeze blowing from the forest behind. Suddenly, Tiger Claw stopped dead. "Watch out," he hissed. "I smell a Shadow Clan patrol." Firepaw and the others lifted their noses, and sure enough, the scent of Shadow Clan warriors traveled on the wind. "They're upwind. They won't know we're here if we keep moving," meowed Blue Star. "But we must hurry. If they move ahead, they'll detect us. It's not far to the edge of Wind Clan territory now." They moved on quickly, leaping over the rocks, pushing their way through the sweet-smelling heather. Every few steps, Firepaw sniffed the air and glanced over his shoulder, on the lookout for the Shadow Clan patrol. But gradually the odor grew fainter and fainter. They must have turned back, he thought with relief. Finally, they reached the edge of the uplands. The landscape changed dramatically, shaped and altered beyond recognition by Two Legs. Wide earth tracks crisscrossed green and golden meadows, small woods dotted the land, and two-legged nests were scattered here and there among the fields. In the distance, Firepaw saw a familiar wide gray path, and an acid tang that stung his throat drifted on the breeze. "Is that the Thunder Path?" he asked Graypaw. "Yes," replied Graypaw. "It runs up from Shadow Clan territory. Can you see high stones behind it?" Firepaw looked at the distant horizon. The land rose sharply up to a point, jagged and barren. "Do we have to cross the Thunder Path, then?" "Yep," mewed Graypaw. His voice was strong and confident, almost cheerful. As he faced the difficult journey. "Come on," Blue Star meowed. She bounded forward. "We can be there by moonrise as long as we keep up the pace." Firepaw followed her with the others all down the hill, away from the bleak hunting grounds of Wind Clan and into the lush two-legged territory. Keeping near the hedges, the cats walked on. Once or twice Firepaw could smell prey scent from the bushes, but Spotted Leaf's herbs had succeeded in taking the edge off his hunger. The sun was still hot on his back, even in the shadows of the hedgerows. They skirted a two-legged nest. It stood on a wide expanse of hard white stone, with smaller nests round the edges. Keeping low, the cats crept past the fence that surrounded the white stone. The sudden barrage of barking and snarling made them spin around. Dogs. Firepaw's heart missed a beat. He jerked his back, fur bristling from nose to tail. Tiger Claw peered through the fence. "It's all right, they're tied up," he hissed. Firepaw looked at the two dogs scrabbling on the stone barely 10 tail lengths away. They were nothing like the pampered pets that lived in the gardens of the two-legged place. These creatures stared at him with wild, killing eyes. They straightened at their ties and reared up on their hind legs. They growled and barked, their lips drawn back to reveal huge teeth, until the shout of an unseen two-leg silenced them. The cats moved on. The sun was beginning to sink by the time they reached the Thunder Path. Blue Star signaled to them to stop and wait beneath a hedge, his eyes and throat stinging from the fumes. Firepaw watched as the great monsters flashed to and fro in front of him. "We'll go one at a time," meowed Tiger Claw. "Ravenpaw, you first." "No, Tiger Claw," Blue Star interrupted. "I shall go first. Don't forget this will be the first time of crossing for the apprentices. Let them see how it is done." Firepaw stared at his leader as she padded to the edge of the Thunder Path and looked up and down. She waited calmly as one monster after another flew past her, ruffling her fur. Then, when the ear-splitting roar paused for a moment, she raced across to the other side. "Off you go, Ravenpaw, now you've seen how it's done," meowed Tiger Claw. Firepaw saw Ravenpaw's eyes widen with fear. He knew just how his friend felt. He could smell his own fear scent. The small black cat crept forward to the edge of the road. It was quiet, but Ravenpaw hesitated. "Go," hissed Tiger Claw from the hedge. Firepaw saw Ravenpaw's muscles tighten as he prepared to run. Then the ground began to tremble beneath his paws. A monster sped out of the distance and hurtled past. The black cat shrank back for a moment, then pelted over to join Blue Star. A monster coming in the other direction threw up dust where his paws had been just a heartbeat before. Firepaw felt his fur shiver and took a deep breath to calm himself. Grandpa was lucky. A long lull let him cross safely. Then it was Firepaw's turn. Go on, then, growled Tiger Claw. Firepaw looked from Tiger Claw to the Thunder Path, and then walked out from beneath the hedge. He waited at the edge as Blue Star had done. A monster was rushing toward him. Firepaw looked at the approaching monster. After this one, he thought, and waited for it to pass. Suddenly his heart lurched as he realized the monster had veered off the Thunder Path and was bumping along the grass. It was heading straight for him. The two-leg was jeering from an opening in its side. Firepaw leaped backward, claws out, battered by the storm of wind from the two-legged monster as it roared past him only a whisker away. He crouched trembling in the dirt and stared as it swerved back onto the path and disappeared into the distance. Through the roaring of blood in his ears, Firepaw realized that the Thunder Path was quiet again, and he raced across, running faster than he'd ever done in his life. "I thought you were Fresh Kill!" cried Gray Paw as Firepaw cannoned into him, almost knocking him over. "Me too," Firepaw gasped. He was trying to stop shaking. He turned back to watch Tiger Claw dart over the path toward them. "Two legs," he spat as he arrived at their side. "Do you want to rest before we go on?" Blue Star asked Firepaw. Firepaw looked up. The sun was low in the sky. "No," he answered. "I'm okay." But he had leaped so frantically out of the monster's way that his claws felt frayed and tender. The cats carried on with Blue Star in the lead. The earth was darker on this side of the Thunder Path, and the grass felt coarser under Paw. As they approached the foot of high stones, the grass gave way to bare, rocky soil, dotted with patches of heather. The land sloped up now toward the sky. Craggy rock topped the slope, blazing orange in the sun. Blue Star stopped once more. She was a sun-warmed rock to sit upon, flat and wide enough for all 5 cats to rest side by side. "Look," she meowed, tilting her nose toward the dark slope before them. "Mother Mouth." Firepaw peered upward. The glare of the setting sun blinded him, and the slope was engulfed in shadow. The cats waited in silence. Gradually, as the sun dropped down behind high stones, Firepaw began to make out the cave entrance, a square black hole that yawned darkly beneath a stone archway. "Wait until the moon is higher," meowed Blue Star. "You should hunt if you are hungry and then get some rest." Firepaw was pleased to have a chance to find food. He was starving now. Gray Paw clearly felt the same and leaped away into a clump of heather, following the prey scent that was thick in the air. Firepaw and Ravenpaw followed him. Tiger Claw set off in the opposite direction, but Blue Star remained where she was. She sat still and silent, gazing unblinkingly at Mother Mouth. The three apprentices gathered plenty of fresh kill. With Tiger Claw, they crouched on the stony hillside and feasted. But in spite of their easy hunt, no cat said much, and the air still felt thick with tension and anticipation. Afterward, the cats rested beside their leader until the warmth had seeped out of the rock on which they lay, and cold, black shadows reached up on all sides. Only then did Blue Star call out, "Come, it is time." Blue Star stood up, then began to pad toward Mother Mouth. Tiger Claw walked beside her, matching her stride step for step. "Come on, Ravenpaw," called Gray Paw. Ravenpaw was still sitting up on the rock, staring up at the rocks. At Gray Paw's mew, he stood and began to follow slowly. Firepaw realized his friend had hardly said a word the whole journey. Is he just worried about Shadow Clan, or is there something else troubling him? Firepaw wondered. He took the cats only a few moments to reach Mother Mouth. Firepaw stood on the threshold and peered inside. The blackness beyond the stone archway was darker than the cloudiest night. Firepaw narrowed his eyes, trying to see where the tunnel led, but he couldn't see a thing. Beside him, Graypaw and Ravenpaw craned their heads nervously around the entrance. Even Tigerclaw looked seemed unsettled by the black hole ahead of them. "How'll we find our way in such darkness?" he asked. "I'll know the way," answered Bluestar. "Just follow my scent. Ravenpaw and Graypaw, you will remain on guard outside. Firepaw, you will accompany me and Tigerclaw to the Moonstone." Firepaw felt a thrill jolt through. What an honor! Firepaw glanced sideways at Tigerclaw. The warrior sat with his chin boldly raised, but Firepaw could detect the subtle fear scent coming from him. It grew stronger as Bluestar stepped forward into the darkness. Tigerclaw shook his mighty head and patted after Bluestar. With a brief nod to the other apprentices, Firepaw followed. Inside the cave, his eyes still detected nothing. The complete and utter blackness felt strange, but he was surprised to find that he wasn't frightened. His eagerness to discover what lay ahead was stronger. The cold, damp air reached through thick fern into his bones, stiffening his muscles. Even the coldest night did not hold the same chill as the air here. "This ground has never known the warmth of the sun," thought Firepaw, feeling the rock smooth like ice beneath his paws. Freezing air filled his lungs with each breath until he felt lightheaded. He followed Bluestar and Tigerclaw through the darkness, judging his way by sin and feel alone. They were walking along a tunnel that sloped down and down, winding first one way and then the other. Firepaw's whiskers brushed the side of the cave, telling him where to walk and where to turn. His nose told him that Bluestar and Tigerclaw were only a tail length ahead of him. On and on they went. "How far have we come?" Firepaw wondered. Then he felt a tingle in his whiskers. The air in his nostrils seemed fresher than before. He sniffed again, relieved to smell the familiar world above. He could smell peat and prey and the scent of heather. There must be a hole somewhere in the roof of the tunnel. "Where are we?" he mewed in the darkness. "We've entered the cavern of the Moonstone," came Bluestar's soft reply. "Wait here, it'll be moon high soon." Firepaw folded his hind legs under him on the chilly stone floor and waited. He could hear the steady breathing of Bluestar and the more rapid, fierce-scented panting of Tigerclaw. Suddenly, in a flash more blinding than the setting sun, the cave was lit up. Firepaw's eyes were wide open after the blackness of the tunnel. He closed them quickly against the cold white light, then slowly opened them in tiny slits and peered ahead. He saw a gleaming rock which glittered as if it were made from countless dewdrops. The Moonstone. Firepaw looked around. In the cold light reflected from the stone, he could make out the shadowy edges of a high-roofed cavern. The Moonstone rose up from the middle of the floor, 3 tail lengths high. Bluestar staring upward, her fur bleached white in the glow of the Moonstone. Even Tigerclaw's dark pellets shone silver. Firepaw followed Bluestar's gaze. High in the roof was an opening that revealed a narrow triangle of night sky. The moon was casting a beam of light through the hole, down onto the Moonstone, making it sparkle like a star. Beside him, Firepaw could smell Tigerclaw's fear scent growing until it became overpowering. Firepaw felt startled. Could the warrior see something else here? Something dangerous? He saw a flash of movement, felt fur rush past him, and heard the fleeing paw steps of Tigerclaw racing back to the entrance. "Firepaw?" Bluestar's voice was quiet and calm. "I'm still here," he answered nervously, but it frightened Tigerclaw. "Bluestar?" Firepaw mewed again when she didn't answer. His heart was beating fast, making the blood roar in his ears. "It's all right, young warrior, don't be afraid," Bluestar murmured. Her calm voice settled him a little. I think Tigerclaw was surprised by the power of the Moonstone. In the world above, Tigerclaw's a fearless and mighty warrior, but down here where their spirits of Starclan speak, The cat needs a different kind of strength. What do you feel, Firepaw? Firepaw sniffed the air deeply and forced his body to relax. Only my own curiosity, he admitted. That is good, Blue Star replied. Firepaw looked back at the moonstone. His eyes had gotten used to its light, and he was no longer dazzled. Instead, it soothed him. With the twitch of his tail, he remembered his dream. This was the brilliant ball of light he had seen. Spellbound, Firepaw watched as Blue Star patted the stone and lay down beside it. She reached her head forward and touched the moonstone with her nose. Her blue eyes sparkled with its reflection for a moment before she closed them. Now she rested her head on her paws, her eyelids flickering, her paws twitching occasionally. Was she sleeping? Then Firepaw remembered Graypaw's words. New leaders had to sleep near the stone, and as they sleep, they have special dreams. He waited. The chill was not so intense here, but still he found himself shivering. He had no idea how much time passed, but suddenly the rock stopped blowing. The cavern was plunged in darkness once more. Firepaw looked up to the opening in the roof of the cavern. The moon had passed on out of sight. All that remained were tiny stars shimmering in blackness. Firepaw could just make out the pale shape of his leader lying beside the moonstone. He wanted to call out her name, but did not dare break the silence. After more endless moments, she spoke to him. Firepaw, are you still here? Her voice sounded remote and agitated. Yes, Blue Star. Firepaw heard Blue Star's paw steps approaching. Hurry, she hissed. He followed her fur brush past him. We must return to camp. Firepaw raced after her, astonished by the speed with which she rushed through the blackness. He followed her scent blindly, up and up the stone tunnel, until she had led him safely back to the outside world. Tiger Claw was waiting at the opening beside Graypaw and Ravenpaw as Blue Star and Firepaw climbed out of the cave. His expression was cold and his fur slightly ruffled, but he sat motionless and dignified. Tiger Claw. Blue Star greeted him but did not mention the warrior cat's flight from the depth. Tiger Claw relaxed a little. What did you learn? We must return to camp immediately, Blue Star meowed briefly. Firepaw saw a look of desperation in his leader's eyes. Now the horror of his dream forced its way back into his memory. The fleeing cats, the great dark warriors, the ear-splitting wail of distress. Firepaw tried to ignore the cold fear that gripped his muscles, and followed Blue Star as she and the others raced down the dark slope away from Mother Mouth. Was his nightmare vision about to come true? That'll be all for this time. Be sure you catch my next video.